This is Paul Pearson, host of Star Time. And when I'm not explaining to my intern exactly what R&B is, I'm listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
You probably have questions about COVID vaccines. Here are some answers about how they're being made.
How are COVID vaccines being produced faster?
Usually, vaccine testing and production are separate steps. But because of the pandemic, vaccines are being developed on parallel tracks. So both steps are happening just at the same time.
How are the vaccines being tested?
Right now, several different COVID vaccines are in testing. Each go through multiple clinical trials with up to thousands of volunteers.
How do vaccines get approved?
Not all COVID vaccine versions will make it to the final stages of testing and approval. Produced vaccines that do not pass clinical trials will be destroyed. But for those that do pass, a team of medical experts will examine test results and possible side effects. If the vaccine is effective and safe, it gets approved and gets to you. Go to covidvaccinewa.org to learn more. A message from the state of Washington.
Join Rainier Avenue Radio from 5 to midnight for Sunday evening sound sessions. Jazz from the cabinets, from Big Poppy.
That's right, it's time once again for Jazz from the cabinets with Big Poppy.
Sergio LaCour's Love Lines.
It's Sergio's Love Lines with Sergio LaCour. Going to the phone line, tell her who we talking to.
Sage Prince and Just My Opinion.
This is Sage, and that's just about gonna do it for the first half of Just My Opinion.
K-Fox Nightbeat with Nasty Ness Rodriguez.
It's the beat of the Fox. K-Fox Nightbeat, Nasty Ness.
You know what? You're going to listen from 5 to midnight. Just turn it on and don't stop. DJ Alibaba. The Underground Surround Sound Star Time with Paul Pearson.
Thanks for tuning in. My name is Paul Pearson.
Sunday evening sound sessions on Rainier Avenue Radio. Trust me, you'll be listening the entire time from 5 to midnight. Sunday evening, your sound session on Rainier Avenue Radio.
Welcome to the coronavirus pandemic.
I'll take coronavirus for 100.
Fever, chills, shortness of breath, loss of taste or smell.
What is stay at home and isolate?
Correct.
Coronavirus for 200.
Inability to stay awake, persistent pain or pressure in chest, trouble breathing. What is seek immediate help? Correct.
Coronavirus for 500.
Crippling and potentially dead infectious disease eliminated the United States with vaccination.
What is the polio vaccine?
Correct.
I'll take coronavirus for 700.
The Daily Double! Should I take the coronavirus vaccine?
Wait. Hold up. This is not a game. It's time for serious discussions. We have coronavirus vaccines, but not everyone is comfortable taking them. Here's the facts. Based on what has been proven about vaccines for other diseases, COVID-19 vaccine may help keep you from getting seriously ill, even if you do get the virus. Getting vaccinated also may protect people around, particularly those at greater risk for severe illness from COVID-19. We don't yet have all of the answers. Get informed, talk to your healthcare physician, and make the right decision for you. This is a message supported by the Washington State Department of Health.
You know you can't get enough of Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
What's good? You're locked into Fresh Juice right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. I'm D Money.
What's up? It's Pint Size Patron ID Yourself, you heard?
Every Wednesday, 9 to 11, with interviews,
new hip hop and R&B,
straight from Washington streets and worldwide. Don't go nowhere. Here's the first song.
This is how we do it uptown. Come on. All the way uptown. Next stop, where we going? All the way uptown. Next stop, where we going? All the way uptown. Next stop, where we going? All the way uptown. Get it on. All the way uptown. Everybody, come on. All the way uptown. Get it on. All the way uptown. Everybody, come on. All the way uptown. Shake your back off. Don't wanna do it, your back off. Shake your back off. Don't wanna do it, your back off. Shake your back off. Don't wanna do it, your back off. Shake your back off. Don't wanna do it, your back off. Everybody's a king until kid come around. 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 This knock right here will make you two-step. The block guaranteed to give you a cool rep. It's your birthday, so I'ma give you a new gift. All these other dudes are giving you nothing to move with. Kick your pre, tear the club on down and make it safe. People partying so much they want day two. Crowds waiting for me while I'm making my way through. Do it like Simon and make them do what I say do. Mommy wanna cuff me, but I don't really care. So I got nothing for her, but I'm digging her hairdo. All I wanna do is see her dance to a kid's song. Get a lot of bread and I'm hoping that she live long. Kick a pre, a hip hop standing, don't get it wrong. song, you Shazam what I play. When I get it on, talk all you wanna, how you ruling the town. Cause everybody's the king until kid come around.
Everybody can sing to Vina Love come around. Everybody can sing to Vina Love come around. Everybody can sing to Vina Love come around. Everybody can sing to Vina Love come around. I got a thing for a good vibe, baby, I'm a good vibe. Wanna make you feel nice. Move your body, I got a thing for a good vibe, baby, I'm a good vibe. Wanna make you feel nice. Move your body, they always watching, worry, hating cause we making paper. We ain't trying to make you haters catch a vibe. Think me, everybody can sing to Vina Love come around. Everybody's a queen, but Vina Love got the crown. I think you're doing your thing, to Vina Love is in your town. No need to hate on me, to shake it up and shake it down. Everybody can sing to Vina Love come around. Everybody can sing to Vina Love come around.
Shake your back off, don't wanna do it, your back off. Shake your back off, don't wanna do it, your back off. Shake your back off, don't wanna do it, your back off. Shake your back off, don't wanna do it, your back off. Said the party don't start till I walk in. Until then, everybody is drinking and talking. There's a line outside, let them all in. Since they missed what we did, let's do it again. Come on. Shake your back off, don't wanna do it, your back off. Shake your back off, don't wanna do it, your back off. Shake your back off, don't wanna do it, your back off. Shake your back off, don't wanna do it, your back off. Everybody's the king, but the kid lay it down. Everybody's the king, but the kid lay it down. You can say what you want when the kid ain't around. Everybody's the king, but the kid lay it down. Do the bend and stretch, and bend and stretch. Do the bend and stretch, and bend and stretch. Rock it out, y'all, move it back and forth. Rock it out, y'all, move it back and forth. Rock it out, y'all, yeah, move it back and forth. Rock it out, y'all, move it back and forth. Make them all hot. Get it all hot. Ain't nothing like that uptown feel. Uptown crew, I see y'all. You know how we move it out here. KID business, we on it. Woo. Everybody's king till kids come around.
Rainier Avenue Radio, you know what it is. Fresh juice. Opening things up with the legendary Kid Capri.
Beautiful.
Man, and yeah, I did not know that. Patron letting me know there during the program, his daughter.
Vina Love. So
yeah.
That's Kid Capri and Capri's kid. Vina Love.
Man, I could feel the love on that track too.
I mean, that's beautiful to see somebody rapping with their dad, and you know, not for nothing, that's one of the creators of hip hop, pretty much. So
yes, and it in how athletic he is with that dance too, man. You would not expect, you know, one of hip hop's early icons to continue to stay active that much.
I like the beat a lot because it's like simple but classy.
Everybody's a kid till the kid come around. Right. Yeah, I feel it. Yeah.
I don't know. You know, lately I hear a lot of trap beats, so to hear something that's a little more, I mean, that's boom bap, but it's a little more. It's just a little more class. That's all.
Yeah, definitely. I'm loving it, man. Great music to start us off tonight for another edition of Fresh Juice from Kid Capri. If you tuning in for the first time, this is a show about hip hop and R&B. We talk about it, we be about it, we live it. Every Wednesday night, 9 to 11 p.m. We talk with guests. We also play the newest hip hop and R&B of the week to debut for you. And as always, hosted by the triumvirate of ourselves, myself, D Money,
Pint Size Patron,
and ID Yourself. And I believe ID should be joining us shortly. I mistook and gave him the link there at the last minute because I had a little brain fart. We've been really busy here at the station and just about to get into that. But I want to let you know about our guests that are coming tonight. We also have Everett artist Yoza will be joining us in studio. He is currently touring with Kill Nigel, apparently. And originally from Nigeria, she's now living on the East Coast, I think in New York. Mary Akpa should be coming with us shortly as well.
Miles tuned in. What's up, Miles?
Miles already in. We always love to support, definitely.
Good evening.
And anybody else listening in on the YouTube, the Facebook, the Twitch, the Twitter, feel free to jump in those comments throughout the program. We do a couple of interactive games, as well as we'll take any of your questions for the artists. We'll throw those on there as well. And if you want to get the direct fix, you can also listen in the new Fresh Juice Facebook group. Just go to facebook.com/groups/Fresh Juice Media. And you can check out our Facebook group right there. And Patron here, he manages the Spotify playlist. So all the music that you hear on tonight, just search Fresh Juice Mix.
2022, because I'm doing them by year.
Oh, okay. So it's now called Fresh Mix 2022.
Right.
Okay, let's get the graphic right. There we go. 2022.
Boom.
All right, we got to keep it straight though. Man, how's the week been for you, Patron?
It's gone well. Yeah. Stayed home. I got a long week ahead of me, so pretty much kept it home all Sunday.
Man, for me though, things have been extremely hectic. I think I even posted on my Instagram and Twitter, like, here's one of my coping mechanisms when I get a little stressed. I get completely just gone. Like I'm not even social at all. I'm totally antisocial. But the difference is, if I'm with somebody that I feel like I have like an emotional connection with, I'll go for the hug and I'll start venting. So if they're not around, I'm gone and I disappear.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's yeah. Keeping it indoors.
How do you handle the stress, man?
Man, it helps to have one or two people that'll be there regardless.
Yeah.
They're definitely hard to come by.
They are, man.
And at times it seems like they're not there either. So man, I guess music is the best I can give you.
Music is a great stress reliever.
I lose myself in some music, Let 3 hours go by just playing, making the playlist in my head and going through the iPod.
Yeah, man. I don't know if making the I better get that graphic off of there. I don't know if making the Fresh Juice Mix chills you out sometimes, because then you get to hear some of the music that we're going to play before we even play it.
Yeah. I actually update the list after the show.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
Well, we have a lot going on for Black History Month here at Rainier Avenue Radio. And just to give you what's going on this week alone, I mean, last night we had comedian Nate Jackson, who was on this show a couple months ago. He was performing here at the Columbia City Theater. And then this Friday looks like there will be a special Black History thing of coronavirus, impact of coronavirus. There will also be a special one of Seattle Here and Now on Thursday. Of course, we're doing Rainier Beach at O'Day at Rainier Beach, which is happening this Friday. And it just gets even more than that. You can see all those events there on your screen. I mean, we're talking about panels and performances and more comedy and all Black, all celebration of Black, all month long on Rainier Avenue Radio. Black History Month, yo. Woo! Yeah, that's why I've been so stressed.
Yeah.
Get all that together. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's a full calendar.
It is.
And a short month, the shortest month. So.
It's 28 days, man.
4 weeks.
All right. It looks like we got Mary Akpa ready here behind the scenes. So we're gonna go ahead and bring our guest on, man. So let's go ahead, give her the right line right here with some applause.
Good evening.
Good evening. How y'all doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm here. Good.
I'm liking the plant. It's good energy.
Right.
Oh, she has a mind of her own. So every time I move it, it just spills back over. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna let you do what you do. You know?
Yo, it's like pets.
It's like
coming over here on its own.
She Yes.
So are you joining us from New York or?
I am currently in Brooklyn at the moment. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for staying up with us.
Yeah.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah. I think we only have you for the first hour, so we'll definitely make it count. We got a couple of joints from you to share on the show, so we're excited about that. And I believe I read that you're actually living in LA, but you're just staying in Brooklyn right now.
Oh, the pandemic has been interesting. Yeah, I split my time very much between two places, but I've been mostly in Brooklyn. But yeah, heading back to LA soon. Can't wait to get back to that sunshine. I have to be honest.
Especially right now. Especially.
Yes,
And you're from Brooklyn?
yes. No. I'm from California.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I grew up between San Diego and Los Angeles, so we bounced back and forth quite a bit. It's just between two different Nigerian communities.
Nice.
Yeah.
So as you were saying, you were born in LA or born in Nigeria and then
Born in Nigeria.
Okay, born in Nigeria. Okay.
Yeah.
When did you move?
I was a toddler. I was a baby. I came here super young. So my experience is very much, rooted in the Black American experience, really.
Nice.
And then sort of merging that with the Nigerian culture that my mom enforced and made sure that we were never going to forget.
I was going to say, what was your first language?
Igbo.
Okay.
Which one of the songs, the lead single from the album, and the title of the album, Na, is Igbo. It's an Igbo word that means, a phrase that means welcome home, but it's used in a number of different ways. Like if you achieve something really beautiful, people will say, in Na, it's like you've arrived or welcome home or welcome. So it's like a greeting and a welcoming of this beautiful thing, whether it be a person or an experience or an achievement. So yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I do like that too.
It's like the aloha.
Right?
Yeah, it's just this
bye, chill.
Sorry, what'd you say?
Aloha.
Yeah.
It's got like a hi, bye, and just chill kind of.
Yeah, it does. And
like
triple meaning.
Multiple meanings, right?
Yes. Igbo is very much like that. There's so many. A phrase can be used in multiple ways depending on the context, depending on the pronunciation, even. So yeah, it's a beautiful language.
So do you know any other languages?
I mean, English.
Well, yeah.
Partially. I'm just joking. No. No, it's just No. Just English and Igbo. And Igbo, I've lost my fluency for sure. I understand it perfectly. And
I was gonna say, I don't hear much accent.
Yeah, I'm not hearing.
Yeah, because I grew up here, right? I grew up in the US, but I'm regaining fluency, and part of what's been really empowering in music is being able to use those phrases and take ownership of them, because they express so much more than I could say in English, And so it's like that bringing me back to home, really.
That's really dope. When you were growing up, in your early years, after your parents moved to LA and you came with, did they speak English in the home, or was it did they stick to their native language? Or
my mom spoke mostly Igbo in the home. Okay. Yeah, I mean, for them, as much as possible, and then you go to school.
Yeah.
And then there's less time being spent at home where you can sit here and be immersed in this native language, and more time being not really forced, but focused on another language that you're being educated in. And so it just kind of falls by the wayside slowly. Yeah. But my mom definitely spoke it, which is why I understand Igbo.
That's dope. Yeah. Something that usually what I hear a lot is a lot of parents they'll adapt to English too quickly or something, and they won't speak their native language in the home. And sometimes that doesn't get passed on to the kid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I learned 1.5 languages myself.
Right.
I just can't speak. I can speak some of it, but I understand most Tagalog.
Yeah. Oh, yes, Chicale. So partially, the reason I got excited is because I have hella Filipino family and friends, just because partially grew up in Southeast San Diego, and there's a huge Southeast Asian community in Southeast San Diego. Huge, right? So all of the food, even the school that I went to was an integrated school. So most of my first time trying like sisig and all of these beautiful Filipino dishes is like a friend's mom made them for me, kind of thing, you know? So it's just such a cool experience. I love Filipino food.
Yeah, my dad kind of grew up in Pomona.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pomona.
Awesome. Where'd you grow up?
I'm Army brat, so I was born in Germany, which is funny because I'm like 30% sure German was my first language. I don't remember any of it now.
Interesting.
Like a couple words, but then we moved to Texas, and then we moved here.
Different.
Right. And then we moved here when I was 9, and then we moved to Lacey, Washington.
Okay. And German's that's a specific language for sure. It's tricky. It's tricky.
Yeah.
Hi, someone said I just saw a Hi Mary pop up. Hi, person.
Yeah, this is Miles Salvador, definitely one of our loyal listeners. Even said Igbo Mary.
Hi, Miles.
All right, so what we're gonna do now is obviously we got a couple of your cuts to play. We're gonna get to one right now. So yeah, you can rub your hands together. Yeah, we're gonna go with Dissonance right now.
Yes.
So it's a very short track, but also a very interesting concept right there.
What does dissonance mean? I read it before. I forgot.
Yeah, what does it mean to you?
Yeah, Dissonance is a song about finding balance and uncertainty, essentially. Particularly, I'm thinking of my experience and artists and creatives. When you're working on something and you're kind of in the middle of it and it doesn't feel like you're moving forward and you can't really let it go, and it's just like this in-between place, how do you find balance in that? And that's what Dissonance is asking.
I could dig that. I'm a Libra, so that's all.
I love that was your leading. I'm a Libra, so yeah.
I'm all about that.
Oh, you're both Libras.
No, I'm not a Libra. I just thought his response was funny. I'm a Pisces.
Oh, you're a Pisces.
We like to flow.
Yeah. And I'm a Cancer. I just worry.
Oh, Cancers are very sweet though.
I rock with Cancers.
I do too. I like Cancers.
Yeah. All right. So let's do this here. Dissonance by our guest Mary Akpa. Yo, let's enjoy on Rainier Avenue Radio's Fresh Juice.
Where does tomorrow land? How do we fight the descent? Can we keep the promises we made? Evaporate, will we keep the promises we made?
Fresh Juice. I told you it was short.
Yeah.
Mary Akpa, Dissonance, yo.
It was a vibe though, for sure.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's one of those joints where you feel it a little bit longer than the actual track is. So
yeah.
Was that a choice to go short with it, or?
Yeah. So the way that this project came about is, wow, I don't even know how deep I should go into this. Essentially, it was a much longer piece. I think maybe 9 minutes long, to be exact. Yeah.
You really went the other way with that one.
Well, it wasn't intended like for that song. That's not how
Yeah,
it was
okay.
written. It was like
Okay.
this scope that came that when I was bringing it down, I'm like, okay, is this a song? And I felt like it was just more impactful to just ask that question and leave it there instead of like then going to the bridge and then verse 2 and then you know what I mean? Because I don't
Yeah.
have the answer to that question. It's just an open-ended question. And so I wanted it to feel kind of like that.
I feel it. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. All right. It's 9:22 p.m. and this is the moment of the show where pint-sized Patron has something to say.
Yes, sir. I said Joe.
That's what he say.
Yeah. So we talk battle rap, man. We'll talk about the season 1 tourney event for
Okay.
KOTD again. This one's for it was a 16-person tournament. They're down to 4 battle rappers right now.
Okay.
The winner is gonna win 100,000.
Nice little chunk of
Yeah,
change.
yeah. So it's a pretty well, it's been going on for like 3 months now.
Word.
And like I said, we're in the semifinals.
Okay.
Passwords versus M City. Passwords is from Oakland actually, and M City is from Detroit. I saw this battle. I gotta say it was pretty close.
Okay.
Passwords I've known for I've watched his battles for a lot longer. More familiar with his stuff. He's a solidified legend in Oakland. Whereas M City, he's been around just as long, but he hasn't really gained and he hasn't really receiving the accolades that Passwords has coming from Detroit. They just seem to, go a different direction when it came to the Detroit rappers. I know Calico was pretty popping, Marv won, certain battle rappers, but for some reason M City hasn't been able to get over that hump.
Word. Okay.
They had a battle pretty close. I would like to say the first round went to Passwords.
Mm-hmm.
M City came out and his round was just a little, it was he came in kind of quiet,
Okay.
low spoken. So I think Passwords just took that. But he still had his punchlines, his metaphors in there. So it was a solid round, but he just wasn't as loud, wasn't as aggressive. Second round, I'm gonna say went to Passwords as well.
Yeah.
I think he just had a stronger second round, but you could see M City turning up a little bit, so he got a little more energy, and that's what you're supposed to do. That's what technically that's what people usually like to see is that build up from 1, 2, 3. Because the third round comes around, Passwords, he came heavy as well, but in that third round, M City brought his heaviest round, and it was just punch after punch. I think he definitely won the last round. But I gave it the 2-1 pass and passes on to the semifinals.
Wow. Just like that. Okay. Who's he going up against in the finals? I mean,
we find out Saturday.
Saturday? Okay.
It's Mac Myron. Right now, it's Mac Myron versus Lou Cypher.
Okay.
And that's going to happen Saturday, I believe, in, I want to say New York. We'll see.
Who's your pick, Patron?
For the whole thing?
Yeah, who's your pick for the whole thing? Who's taking it?
There's a guy named Bill Collector.
Oh, you mean a person named Bill Collector?
That's his name. That's his rap name, Bill Collector.
That's a name. That's a winning name. I mean,
this dude has said they ducked Bill like a platypus. I was like, dang. Hey, I'm rooting for dude, man. He's creative. He's creative and he's original.
Oh, man.
Who else is gonna name themselves Bill Collector? You know, usually you duck. Yeah, usually you duck them.
You really do, though. You're trying to avoid it. I ain't trying to battle Bill Collector.
No, I for real duck them though. Like, don't just call me. Send me a letter and and an email. You know,
a letter and an email. You really got to make an effort to.
Yeah. If you really want your money, I got it. It's just don't call my phone, man. I got to stop doing things.
Oh man, and other than battle rap, man, I know you also do it, but you also are an artist, man, and we can see on the screen your latest album there, High Floors, Low Ceilings, and you got a show coming up here in a couple weeks.
Show coming up at the Spanish Ballroom, February 23rd.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to hook up my guy Tim E. I remember meeting him at a showcase.
Yeah.
And man, so he hit me up to perform at his show, and I said I do the show on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
So if I can get in real early, yeah, I'm down. And I had to do it because he requested a song, and that's like, I don't really get many requests to do not only do shows but a particular song, and he requested a song called Boom Give Me Room.
Boom, Give Me Room.
Yeah, and it's a song. Let's put it this way: I haven't performed this song in 8 years.
Oh, word. Okay,
Yeah.
and you still remember the words.
He wants me to perform it, so I gotta remember him, right?
Yeah, that's a thinker for me. For a song that's like 8 years old, like how would you even start with remembering the words unless you're saying it over and over again?
Right.
Like
for the record, Hump Day is about 8 years old.
Is it?
Yeah. And I was going to bring it up earlier because we were talking about 2 minutes. That song is about 2 minutes 15 seconds.
And I want to bring Mary you back in here real quick. And I don't know how long you've been doing it, but how far back some of the songs from your early days can you recite any of those words?
Wow, that's such a great question. Sometimes it depends on the song, and it's surprising to me because there's no rhyme or reason. Sometimes I remember really old songs that I never really played live, but then older songs that I performed a lot live, I'll just forget them for some reason. I don't know. It's funny though that you mentioned that song was like 8 years old. Those old songs, if people have been following your journey, they just stick. I have a song called Brave that people ask me about, and I'm like, really? Brave? Like, guys, there's all this new music, like all of this other stuff you could request, but it's just sometimes it's like that for people. That's the beauty of music.
No, I know exactly what you mean. I had this song that was just my last name, and it was Patron, Patron, Patron. And the thing is, people would just say it, and I got tired of it. Like I just hate it.
Yeah.
Hey, just tell me Jeff, man.
People always sing it to you like, my name is Mary, and everyone just sings not everyone, but when I was growing up, it'd be like either Mary Had a Little Lamb or Mary, Mary, why you bugging, or just some Mary song, and everyone would just be like waiting for me to react. I'm like, this has been happening my whole life. Like this.
Oh, Mary's one of my favorite songs. Mary Jane.
So that's a good one. No one ever hit me with good ones. It was always the same too. Like it just got old. I don't know.
I always got Daniel in the Lion's Den.
Oh, that's.
I can see that. I don't know what that reference is for, but I can see you and your friends doing
that or Daniel's son.
Is that in the Bible?
Daniel's son.
That's a Bible thing.
Okay.
Oh yeah, okay. That's my little brother's name.
I thought it was a cartoon or something.
Yeah, the Daniel and the Lion's Den, Saturday mornings on Fox.
It sounds like one of those. Oh man, no. I used to watch Transformers on Saturday mornings.
What'd you get down with those cartoons, Mary? What were you watching?
Oh man, it's whatever my brothers were watching, my older brothers, because we weren't really allowed to watch TV per se. So it was when mom was working and older brothers could like sneak the TV situation into a watchable place. This was a very under wraps kind of situation. So it was Transformers, or I don't know, it was all the like typical weird boy stuff. Sports, lots of sports, like that's why me and my sister were in the back choreographing dances and like stuff because we didn't want to watch Transformers all day.
What were you watching? What cartoons were you watching?
What was I watching? I definitely did a lot of Ninja Turtles.
Yes, that was a big one too. The
and I
ninjas.
really got into The Land Before Time.
Yeah,
Ooh, the
those
Great
are.
Valley. I remember that. The Great Valley.
Petrie and
Yeah, I remember Petrie.
And Chomper.
Chomper, yes.
What's up, man?
I had a stuffed Chomper for the longest.
That's hard.
Aw, I would want a Petrie. Petrie was so adorbs.
All right, so we're a couple minutes over going to break, so we're gonna take a short little break on Rainier Avenue Radio. We got Mary Akpa here. Later on in the program, we should be having Yoza joining us in studio, so don't go where. This is Rainier Avenue Radio's Fresh Juice.
Rainier Avenue Radio, your community radio station, will provide you with more information. Rainier Avenue Radio.
Black Dollar Day's King County Reparations Project cordially invites you to Remembering Black Wall Street, featuring Dr. Phil Armstrong.
Hello, Seattle and surrounding communities. I'm Phil Armstrong. I'm the director of the Greenwood Rising Black Wall Street History Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Please join me in Seattle this coming Saturday, February the 5th at Washington Hall at 5 p.m. for Remembering Black Wall Street. I look forward to engaging with everyone, whether you are joining us physically or virtually, for these important, courageous conversations.
For more information, visit eventbrite.com, Remembering Black Wall Street.
We got the feeling now.
R&B, soul, funk, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. We give you all that and more on Star Time. Join me, Paul Pearson, for a 2-hour trip through the history of R&B. A new episode every week on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Come and get the feeling on Star Time on RainierAvenueRadio.world.
Hi, it's your favorite Rainier Avenue radio host from the Clean Greens Living Live show. It's Queen Bree
and Robin T.
Our show is live every Thursday at 3:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time with topics ranging from life on the farm, health and wellness, and race and social justice.
We feature guests each week with expertise in activism, entrepreneurship, healing, and food justice.
So come join your girls live every Thursdays at 3:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Clean Greens Living Live show. You can even call in and be a part of the show. See you then.
All of us have struggled through the COVID-19 pandemic, and many of our communities have been particularly hard hit. Some things definitely need to change, but a few things should stay the same, like protecting your child from serious diseases you can prevent now. Preventable diseases like measles, mumps, and whooping cough. Is camp, childcare, or in-person school on your family's agenda? Give your child a healthy and safe summer and school year by making sure they're up to date on vaccinations and well child visits. You have the power to protect. Call your healthcare provider to find out what vaccinations your child is due for and make an appointment today. If you need help finding a provider, visit parenthelp123.org or call the Help Me Grow Washington hotline at 1-800-322-2588. An interpretation is available.
You already know who it is. It's your girl, I Am Shamel, and this is Fresh Juice on Rainier Avenue Radio with your hosts, D-Money, Pint Size Patron, and ID Yourself.
Nobody lifted a finger when I was lied about. Nobody helped when I needed the most. But I don't blame anybody, cause I'm ashamed, but I probably would do the same if I happened to them. I can't imagine Seattle ever feeling the same. Glory days are laying down in the drain. We the last of them left, and maybe that's for the best. Before I take up by somebody, say grace. I used to have a buddy I trusted a lot, but he apparently must have forgot that he wouldn't have any fans if I wasn't the one that he ran with. He never became the man that we thought, and I wish it was funny how all this drama seemed to matter right up till you end up losing somebody, and we only end up on our own. Say I thought pretty high of myself, You could say I was crying for help, that I tried telling the public that I was self-destructing, never considered my own family. Look, all the money in this world's not enough to fill, but I'm hoping this Percocet will. I thought it was my body, I was only hurting my body. To me it was kill or be killed. Something about Seattle in December ends up with me losing my temper. Maybe I was blind and pretending which one of my friends were evil, but I don't see the demon in him. It's so hard to believe that he really hit her. You claimed you rode here, so you know that when it rains it pours here. The rings, they glitter like gold, and those things don't seem to shine through all that ego you hide behind.
Hey you, I see right through you, and I can't make you happy.
I could take you on a ghost ride to my old life, in the cut where daddy don't know. Bundle up and hold tight through the cold night. We could roll the window down and drive slow.
Cause I could take you on a ghost ride to my old life, in the car where daddy don't know. Bundle up and hold tight through the cold night. We could roll the window down and drive. Cause I could take you on a ghost ride to my old life, in the car where daddy don't know. Bundle up and hold tight through the cold night. We could roll the window down and drive. Windows down and drive.
Seattle's own Sam LaChow with a real record right there, Blind Eyes, featuring Sierra Lorenzini on that record right there. Nice.
I like that, man. And you say he shot up in Bellingham.
He shot it up in Bellingham. Yeah,
That's what's up.
That for folks that are listening outside the Seattle area, that's about 2 hours north of where actually Sam lives, up here in Seattle. So quite a drive to shoot a video. But it's a nice little community out there, and they're always like,
it's a lot going on up there in
it's a good touring spot
in
too.
Beham.
Yeah.
The thing is, I'm not sure if it is, but it feels like 3.5 hours driving.
Man, it's a little longer than I thought it was. I've never been.
It feels like it because it's mad trees.
Right, it just seems to blend together and makes the trip a little.
Hey, but once you get past those streets, it's cracking over there for sure.
Yeah, I feel it. Well, you're listening to Fresh Juice right here on Rainier Avenue Radio. It's 9:39 p.m. Got myself D Money here.
Pint-sized Patron
ID Yourself, not in today, but we do have joining us via New York. We got Mary Akpa here with us.
Hi, y'all.
Hi.
Your mom's over here said Ninja Turtles.
Oh,
she knows.
yeah. My mom checking in right there. Ninja Turtles. Yep. She always put the TV on, and I was watching the Ninja.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Turtle in the
I love
house.
it.
Turtle power.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right, so this album that Dissonance is on, but also the upcoming joint that we're also going to play, Ahuna Manaya.
I was like waiting to see how that was gonna work out.
How did he do?
Did I do okay?
Well, let's hear it again.
Ahuna Anaya.
You can repeat after me. Hurum.
Hunum.
Hurum.
Hubrum.
My R's don't go.
R. Hurum.
I can't roll my R.
Hurum.
Gi. Naya. Yeah. Ahurum ginaya.
Ahurum ginaya.
It's easier to sing. Once you sing it, then it's easy. Then you can say it.
Ahurum ginaya.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes me want to say namaste.
Isn't it beautiful? It has a very peaceful vibe to it.
What does it mean?
It means I love you. It's loosely translated to I love you in Igbo, but the deeper meaning again can shift. It can mean I see you eye to eye. It's a deeper expression of love than just like I love you. It's I see you.
That's
I
actually like the
get
ultimate
you.
compliment.
Yeah.
I see you.
Yes. Yeah. So there's a whole journey about why I named it that, but yeah, that's the title of the
Tell me a
song.
little bit about this journey. I'm interested.
Well, the other part of the title is called I Do. And so it's really almost like an affirmation to myself to say I love you, I do. Even the I do is like I love
Yes.
you, and when I'm doubting it, it's like no, I do. The song really started out as this melody that I didn't really know if it was going to be a love song. And when the phrase "Ahuru Naya" came to me, I'm thinking, okay, it's a love song, and what is like this deep, true meaning of love? But what I saw was that it was me that I wasn't really seeing, and really accepting who I truly am and all of the facets of who that person is, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and like not really trying to fight those things, just like accepting that those are what they are and then making choices from there. But a lot of that is really choosing to see yourself. You can't really love yourself if you don't really see what you're working with.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah.
It goes a lot beyond just seeing yourself in the mirror.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Although there's a phrase that we like to say on this show that Pint Size Patron always says, clean your mirrors.
And that's actually the intro of the High Floors, Low Ceilings EP.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mirrors intro.
Gotta clean your mirrors.
Yeah, it's
What
true.
does that really mean, though?
It basically means to reflect more clearly on yourself.
Yep. Yep.
And also clean your mirrors, man. Sometimes those things get dirty, man.
Facts.
You ain't lying there.
Facts.
Well, we got, like you said, the double meanings.
Yep.
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah.
Now the album, it's pronounced new.
No.
No.
No. Yeah.
So you're not saying no, or what? What does it mean?
So na means welcome. Welcome home, as I was saying earlier. Yeah, in Igbo.
Okay.
And I found that was another choice. I was gonna just title it "Welcome Home" or "Home," and even Ahunginaya, I was gonna originally just say I love you," and I'm like, no, man, that doesn't. It's not driving the point as much as Igbo does. And I knew there was gonna be these moments of like, how do you say it? But the cool thing about "na" is that the double letters really leave a lot of room for it. Looks like no, looks like new. So people are at least they have a frame of reference of how to grasp it. Whereas Ahunim Yanaya is just like a mouthful, right away. There's like a lot of letters. So yeah. So it's an interesting point of conversation for me. And I think that many languages outside of English, especially I know West African languages, most of them, first of all, things don't necessarily translate directly in English. Like there's so many things that I can say in Igbo that when I translate it to English, it's like not really that, but the closest thing I can get, there's really not a way to say that. And I know that is the case in plenty of other languages. And so I don't know. I think there's something cool about that.
Yeah, because it seems like, when you go from language to language, there's like each language is like built in a value system. Like this is what these people actually value. So these are what they make words about.
Yeah. And that's not going to be the same in every culture, obviously. So what happens is when you assimilate and merge languages, things get lost. And so for me, it's like, that's just part of life. Things get lost, right? What do I want to reclaim as my own? And so part of me as an artist, inserting these things and having these conversations is doing that.
Yes. Yes, definitely. We have to have these conversations. A lot of people would be avoiding these type of things. Oh, I feel scared. No, we have to have these conversations. They're important.
That's that bilingual. That's that bilingual thing,
right? Yeah, and also like just the reality of the world is that English is not the only language people speak. So it is kind of important to know, at least some information about the way that other people formulate language and the way they use words and the way that different things might. I think it's just important to know. If English is just the primary focus, I think we just lose a lot.
Yeah, I definitely would agree with that. Yeah. So we're gonna go into your joint right here. Ahurum Ginaya.
Ahurum Ginaya.
I can't roll my R's. Ahurum.
Yeah, that was it. Ahurum Ginaya.
Ahurum Ginaya.
Hey, okay. If you can speak Tagalog, you could speak this.
I can speak a little Tagalog, yeah.
Okay. You got it. Ahurum Ginaya.
Ahurum Ginaya.
Hurum. That's the one that gets everyone. Hurum. Yeah. Ahurum Ginaya.
Ahurum Ginaya. Yeah.
Yes. You got it.
Yeah.
Ahurum Ginaya.
You got it too. See? Great
Let's
job.
hear it by Mary Akpa, right off of the album Nah.
Thanks for that, though. Yeah.
On Rainier Avenue Radio's Fresh Juice. Enjoy.
Hey, don't look away, don't look away, don't look away. Wanna see you, or I wanna see you. Never thought I'd find beauty in the mole above the right side of your face. These little scars are road maps, cheat codes. Only you and I know. The more I'm letting go, it's you I wanna know. Ahurum Ginaya. Ahurum Ginaya. Ahurum Ginaya. Ahurum Ginaya. Whenever I try to deny it, Ahurum Ginaya. Ahurum Ginaya. Whenever I try to deny it, Ahurum Ginaya. I can see where you are, wearing shame like it's some kind of power. I know all about it, everything you feel I felt. It's okay to cry sometimes, long as you know that you're the one. There's a ball of light that's simmering inside you. Hey, so hey, don't look away, don't look away. Building castles in the shadow, you can drown inside one day. Wish I could shield you forever from harm, but whenever you need my loving, you don't have to go far. I wish I could shield you forever from harm, but whenever you need my loving, you
try to deny you. I wouldn't deny you.
Rainier Avenue Radio, Fresh Juice, Mary Akpa, Ahurum Ganaya.
That was a beautiful video.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
It's raining over here. I'm to be honest with you.
I know. I'm looking at it now. Like, take me back.
Yeah, it has a whole vibe to it. Like it takes you to the village, and you feel like there's love all around you just watching it.
Yeah, you got it.
Where'd you shoot that?
That is in Enugu, in my family village in Apugo, and so I wanted it to. It's sort of an ode to my ancestors, my grandparents. It's an ode to the folks who have been guides along the way. And then an ode to my younger self. And so I just had to do it there. There was no other way when I was thinking about the video. It just had to be there. So I made that happen.
That's beautiful.
That video is tough.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have a song on this High Floors, Low Ceilings EP. It's 5 songs, but I got a song on there called Flip, which is F Living in Poverty, and it's actually shot in the Philippines. I shot the video in Manila, Philippines.
See, what is it about going home to, like, it just connects everything that you do in a different way, right?
Right. Oh man, it's just a trip just to see, like, your own people in the commercials, like 24/7.
Yeah.
Like I would never see those commercials here.
I know.
Like,
I
that
love
tripped
that
me out when I was
too.
up there.
Yeah, and also just like hearing the like local like pigeon is what we call it, but just like
Gotcha.
everywhere and in the
No.
commercials and stuff instead of like Americans. I don't know. It's just so cool.
No, the weird thing, like in the Philippines, you gotta watch your drinks because lizards will fall into them.
Oh, really?
They'll just drop off the ceiling. Yeah,
Just off the ceiling.
into your drink.
Like a spider.
Is it because of like the humidity or something?
Yeah. Well, it's
That's-
super. Yeah, there's just mad lizards. If you depending on where you're at, you might have
That's
mad lizards in the house.
fascinating.
It just drop into your drink. They like cover your, so you gotta put something on top over the cups.
Yo, is that
Dang.
Has it happened to me before? Nah. No.
That's so funny.
I can definitely see it happening though, because they just be on the ceiling.
So people be talking about it, but has it happened in a room that you've been in, or a lizard literally just falling off the ceiling in somebody's drink?
I've seen them fall, not in the cup. Not in the
Yeah,
cup.
because I'm like, how do they get the accuracy? But
They aiming, yo.
I can see it happen. Y'all take some. All you gotta do is get lucky once.
you know what? And they'll probably go back and tell all their little lizard friends, hey, this one time, this is the route. You're trying to get but that's what you would do, right? Think about it.
Back to the commercial thing, because it would be like, okay, Filipinos taking like medicine pills, and then Filipinos playing golf or whatever. It's like, in America we don't see that.
Yeah. And you don't realize how much of an impact it makes until you get it. Until you're like, whoa.
It just normalizes you.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I definitely feel like that when I'm at home, like, oh, wow, everyone's just Black or like Nigerian, it's just like,
right.
I don't know. It's just different. It's just different.
Ironically enough, man, I went to the church in the Philippines, and their Jesus is Black.
I mean, it's just factual.
Right.
I mean, look at the color, look at the history.
Dude, dark as ish.
Yeah.
I always say Jesus is olive,
He's definitely not the way these people are painting him out to be. It's like, I don't know. It's not, the math isn't mathing.
Yeah. It doesn't seem, people from that area, they're not completely bright white,
No, that's just facts.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I didn't want to put too much focus on the video because it was an amazing song. It definitely At first, I was like, because the last song, Dissonance, I was like, okay, at some point, are we gonna hear drums? And it starts off. It starts off with the rhythmic, I don't know if that's keyboard,
Guitars,
never right,
the
and
high
then
life guitars.
you hear the drums and like, oh, okay, and then you see the video and like, oh, this is just this flows.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
Yeah,
that. It's
I like with that
yeah.
song. Are both
Thank
the
you.
songs on the same project?
They are. hmm
And that's not. It's the nah.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Even harder.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. You said even hard. Is that harder?
It's harder. No.
Harder.
No.
Nah.
You say nah.
Oh.
You say nah, and it's like a maybe. No. Nah.
I get you. I get you. I thought you were saying it was harder to say than Ahuri Vinaya. I'm like, it seems so much easier.
I meant there's a double meaning though, because it's harder.
Yeah.
It sounds
Yeah.
like
Yeah. It's like nah. Like I'm saying nah, fam.
no.
But
I'm gonna use that.
listen,
because somebody keeps asking me something, I like try to tell them no different ways. I'm like, nah,
Yeah.
no, nope. Now I'm gonna be like, no.
no, yeah, exactly.
No.
Just put that other,
No.
put the deep O on it
Yeah.
to really drive it home. I love it.
It almost has a Texan feel to it. Nah.
No. Yeah. And honestly, that's why I think it's such a cool word, because it's one of those that can, like, I don't know. It's a cool word. Just
I hear you.
I feel it.
I hear you. I see you.
And on that note, it has been wonderful having you with us, Mary Akpa. We are on the air for another hour. If you'd like to stay with us, we'd still love to entertain you.
Thank you so much for having me. I am gonna go eat some food.
And appreciate you taking the time to stay up with us too.
Yeah.
Of course.
like-
Thank you so much for having me.
Before we cut to break here and say goodbye, is there anything that you want to say?
Yeah. Check out the music. The album Nah is available wherever you stream. I have an ask that when you're listening to the music, if you can just listen to it in sequence, like top to bottom. There's a reason. There's a story. Try not to shuffle it if you can. If you prefer to shuffle, live your life.
Like
but that's
that.
just
Say this. My bad. Not to bring my bad.
Yeah. No, what were you gonna say?
It's a certain artist that do that, is what I meant to say.
Yeah, it's sequenced that way for a reason. Is all I'm gonna say right now. And as if you decide to follow along my journey, you'll see the reason just listen to it in sequence, y'all.
There's a reason for it. Yeah, it's a purpose.
Yeah.
The show. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go cop that nah, y'all.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Listen, all I know is that I've passed on the desire to continue the Igbo language tonight to you.
Sure.
All right, y'all have a good one.
Good night.
For sure.
Night.
All right, you're tuned in to Rainier Avenue Radio's Fresh Juice. Of course, myself, D Money.
Pint sized Patron.
And we got another great hour of Fresh Juice for you. We'll break into some topics. We're going to go ahead and play our game show, Take Your Pick. And, since it's just the two of us, we're going to rely on you all in the comments to definitely get involved. So right after the break here, we'll play Take Your Pick. We'll get into some topics. Of course, we got some more great new music coming at you, hip-hop, R&B.
Just if you want a shout-out or a happy birthday or whatever.
Oh, we got you, y'all. We got you. So
we're good for those.
We're here for you next hour, Rainier Avenue Radio, Fresh Juice. And taking a short break, so don't go nowhere. Thank you to Mary Akpa for joining us, and stay with us.
Rainier Avenue Radio, your community radio station will provide you with more information. Rainier Avenue Radio.
All of us have struggled through the COVID-19 pandemic, and many of our communities have been particularly hard hit. Some things definitely need to change, but a few things should stay the same, like protecting your child from serious diseases you can prevent now. Preventable diseases like measles, mumps, and whooping cough. Is camp, childcare, or in-person school on your family's agenda? Give your child a healthy and safe summer and school year by making sure they're up to date on vaccinations and well child visits. You have the power to protect. Call your healthcare provider to find out what vaccinations your child is due for and make an appointment today. If you need help finding a provider, visit parenthelp123.org or call the Help Me Grow Washington hotline at 1-800-322-2588. An interpretation is available.
All lovers, check out the Quiet Storm Dedication Show with Sergio LaCour on Love Lines. Thursdays, 9 p.m. Pacific on Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
I love the music.
This is your Rainier Avenue Radio.world community update on Seattle City Lights Utility Discount Program application. If you are impacted by COVID-19, otherwise known as the coronavirus, access the utility discount application online at seattle.gov/UDP for utility discount program, or call 206-684-3000. That's seattle.gov/UDP or 206-684-3000.
If you or a family member are 55 or over and need nursing home level care, but want to keep living where you are, check out Providence Elder Place PACE. This program offers healthcare, housing, transportation, and recreational activities. There are no co-pays or deductibles, and it's covered through Medicare and Medicaid. Providence Elder Place PACE works to keep you healthy and in your home. Call 206-320-5325 or visit providence.org Elder Place. Providence.org Elder Place.
Hey y'all, it's TEB on Fresh Juice with D Money, Pint Size Patron ID Yourself, only on Rainier Avenue Radio. Tune in.
Bam!
Real talk, I'm trying ill with the slick talk. Body count increase, the fans ran out of damn chalk. Calculated moves while I'm keeping the pin sharp. I'm saying road the pin sharp, considered the benchmark. Yeah, they off the field, gunning for my spot. After hearing this, you ready stroll on your ops. Speeding for no reason, flicking off the cops become problematic, cause static, even with your pops. Truth be told, I never fold, hard exposed fam. Showing depths like all my apps, keep it the program. The crowd scheming, so more haters are scheming. Cause the switching can playing up, really beaming. Stay low and keep firing till the beep's over. I'm so close with greatness, we had sleepovers. Yeah, say some shit on the side, dude. You only saw drama, was the club in high school. Yeah, sure. With the lines, I'm on my bullshit shit like Levine. Different grind, the God's skills is quite divine. Head down, number crunching, there's no discussion. Nobody came to see you, yeah, I'm young ruffin'. For many months, I was camped out on the dungeon. I stayed plotting, the mentals is never sunken. And Chuck Strange going hard the whole 82. Get your lady, dude, she's also nothing like it's baby food. Sour D's twisted like a sprained knee. I'm so G, a blind man can clearly see. They ain't ready for when I go rogue. I give them 316s, yeah, I'm stone cold. I tears college, your shit is garbage, call a spade. I flows like a grown fuck stuck in the first grade. You making it is very slim. I stay giving breaks, but it's limbs.
Two tricks important with goat cheese. First, goat cheese is a powerful cheese, so don't go cheap with the goat cheese. Use great wine.
Rainier Avenue Radio, fresh juice, new music. As I remove the banner there, with from Shaw Calhoun. Shaw Calhoun came out of our email box and showing some love out of Maryland. Blind Taste is what the joint is called, off of the record Goat Cheese.
Yeah, man, that was cool for Mary Akpa to come through with the Haroon Ganaya.
Yeah, no, right? Can we still say it? No. Hurum Ganaya, yes.
She came through.
I guess I'm not gonna forget it now. All right, but yeah.
Actually, I want to talk about this DJ Drewski.
DJ Drewski, okay.
He's vowed to stop playing gang-related songs.
He's vowed to stop playing diss-related songs.
Yeah, this follows the death yesterday of T. Wu. He's
Okay.
a rapper that was shot in Brooklyn yesterday.
Okay.
And he's connected with 504 and Pop Smoke.
So he feels that diss records contribute to violence directly.
Yeah, well, T. Wu, who also just signed a new record deal, he was killed in Brooklyn.
Okay.
And this DJ Drewski, is saying he's not playing any diss songs, gang-related songs.
Mhm.
Like, pretty much, if you're making drill music, step it up and not just rap about killing people. And I think it's a strong point. I think that's one of those situations where you police yourselves, you know. It's kind of like saying, okay, well, if that's what you're gonna do, we're not gonna support it, because we know there's a mainstream media that's looking for substance like that
Mhm.
and putting it on Front Street, you know, just selling it that way. So, you know, I could just see I could see how that works out, man. And
Yeah.
it kind of relates back to when we were talking about the should the lyrics be used as evidence. I felt
in a
like this
court
kind of
case,
tied
yeah.
back in with that from the conversation we had a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. You know, it's like, I don't know if you can take like a diss record out of hip hop. It's ingrained in it, you know. Hip hop is a competitive event, and sometimes, you know, when folks be dissing each other, they actually still love each other, you know. But there are those lines though that folks are being actually, their disses are real. They actually hate the other person, and I can see in those instances, yeah, that can only end in ruin, if you will.
Yeah. But DJ Drewski is going ahead of the curve, and he's saying, I'm just not going to play it, man. We can't stop people from rapping about it, but
right,
we could choose how we support it for sure.
We can definitely choose. And you know, I choose most of the music here for Fresh Juice, and I'm always going for, you know, stuff that's like a little bit different, but you can always check that most of the tracks that we have on this show are always in some type of positive vibe. Yeah,
that's real.
I throw a ratchet joint every now.
That's real, and as you should.
Yeah,
as you should throw a ratchet joint every now and again. But you know, and also, you know, some songs are just rooted in a off a feeling anyway. So
right,
it might not have a positive outlook, but it's like a venting positivity for sure.
Exactly. You know, being real about the situation and all that kind of stuff. Like, that's dope. But directly going at each other, I mean, back in the day, like Fresh Juice passed and we used to have Evan B. Culture on the show. I feel like sometimes we would definitely dive into those disses between rappers, and we would play them back to back and discuss it and all that kind of stuff.
Evan's an encyclopedia, man.
He is, and he really brought depth to those conversations.
Encyclopedia media.
Okay,
I see where you took it. Bring it back.
Oh, you're listening to Fresh Juice on Rainier Avenue Radio. Check out the Fresh Juice Facebook group. Go to facebook.com/groups/Fresh Juice Media. And you can watch the show live there every week, in addition to all our other platforms, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, and on all the Rainier Avenue Radio pages, including the Fresh Juice Twitter as well. Fresh Juice Twitter and Instagram is actually also at Fresh Juice Media in addition to that. So you can follow those joints, keep up with us, and clips from the show, as well as flyers for upcoming guests and all that kind of stuff. But we also like to do on this show is we have a little bit of fun, and we play a little game show, usually with a guest. But right now it's just going to be, you know, myself and Patron here. But it's called Take Your Pick, and we want to get you all involved, of course. So it's really easy to play with us. Just give us your choice of two different options, and just throw those in the comments, and we'll flash them on screen. And yeah, we'll have fun with this. I don't know, let's go wild. Let's do 6 today. So we're gonna do 6. Take your picks.
Make up for the last one.
Yeah, exactly. We were a little bit short last week because we had about like 100 people in the studio. So
shout out to them. They're performing tomorrow.
They are Shamel and Taylor Elizabeth and
Elizabeth.
Yeah, LSP. Yeah, LSP. And yeah, okay. All right, so here we go with the first one. Take your pick, running or biking?
Man, I want to say neither.
You say neither?
Yeah, but I guess I'd have to go with running. I'm not big on bikes.
I used to bike a lot when I was a kid. In fact, I had this little ritual where there was a parking garage at the college across the street from where I was living. And I would take my bike and I would ride it down the parking garage like on a usual basis. And whoo, it got fast, man. You stayed out of gear and you just kept riding the thing all the way down.
How long did it take to get to school?
I mean, not that far. It was like across the street. So it's like to get to school was probably about like probably a 5-minute walk, man. I lived really close to my school there for a minute.
Dorm life.
Yeah, right. Actually, I was a kid. I wasn't even in college. I wasn't even in college yet. So I was like, in grade school. I was going to my elementary was like 5 minutes away, and then the college was Cal State Long Beach, and that was across the street from where I was living.
Gotcha.
They had a big blue pyramid, and yeah, I used to.
I think I've seen that school.
Yeah. It's a pretty dope school. In Long Beach, California, where I was born. So,
yeah, my cousins stay in Long Beach.
Yeah, cool, dope. Yeah, they got great. I mean, the beaches live up to their name, but they also got like the Queen Mary, and I used to live in this neighborhood called Los Altos. So, but let's see. Looking at some of our choices here, running for Miles Salvador, and my mom says biking.
Okay.
But to follow up on what I was saying, though, is even though I used to bike a lot, I actually have not biked within the last 10 years.
You have one?
No. Well, what had happened, though, was someone jacked my bike.
That happens.
And I haven't seen my bike since, so I haven't bought one. And
yeah,
I've tried getting on a bike since, but now it feels a little awkward. So it's just like I don't even want to deal with it. So I'm going with running now, even though I was like, as a kid, I was definitely into biking, but that's a long way of saying the answer. But yeah.
No, it's a good history.
Yeah.
That's your origin story.
That is my origin story.
Superhero.
You get to find out where D-Money came from. But yeah, running right now, at least, I'm actually in a fitness regimen with my personal trainer.
Your mom's got your dad's bike if you want it.
Oh, yeah, she got. Okay.
I think you got to take that.
Do I now?
He'd want you to ride.
Hey, would he now?
Ride for him.
Like I said, I've gotten on a bike within the past couple of years once, and it felt extremely awkward. Like I might have forgotten how to ride a bike. They say
how far would it be if you biked here from the house?
Let's see here. It's about
if it's over half, just drive.
Yeah, to get here tonight, there was a lot of traffic on Rainier.
I mean, on bike.
Even so, you have to add time to that, and it was 20 minutes even with traffic just to get here. So you're talking the bike is probably about 40 minutes, maybe.
Gotcha. And I was gonna say a bike shouldn't have to deal with traffic.
Yeah, but still, it's a little bit far away from. I live in the Central District, but that's not too far away from Columbia City. But
yeah.
All right, here we go with the second one for Take Your Pick. Are we flying solo or a team effort? Flying solo or team effort? What you doing, Patron?
Man, I'd like to be on a team effort.
Yeah.
But I really fly solo. I'm just that kind of bird.
Right. Yeah, I think I'm in the same type of lane. I mean, as much as I love having, a team and, relaxing some of your responsibilities and handing them on to other folks, I also get a lot of apprehension about that as well. I get anxiety. Are they really going to do it? And do I have to chase them? And
I can see that.
yeah, it just makes you want to fly solo.
Yeah.
My mom says team effort, and Miles Salvador saying flying solo.
Flying solo, you get to choose the direction.
You really do. You really do. But there are definitely huge advantages to having a team, especially if you have the right people with you.
Yeah.
It will take you to a whole new level.
In theory, you fly higher.
You do.
When you have something
you do
supporting, yeah.
You really do, though, in more ways than one. Next one is, I feel like we've done that one recently, so I'm going to skip
reshuffle.
I feel like we did that one too. All right, here we go. Take your pick. Number 3, bottled up or spouting off? Keeping it bottled up or are you spouting it off?
I'm bottling it up.
You're bottling it up.
Yeah.
Keeping it locked up.
I could contain it.
Yeah, I'm probably about the same. There are my moments though, that I will fly off the handle and I will just spew,
Yeah.
But like I said at the beginning of the show, it's got to be with someone that I feel like some type of emotional connection.
Okay.
But yeah, if I do have that, I will vent for a while. My mom says bottle it up, but will spout out. Yeah, spout out. And Miles says spouting off as well. You gotta get it out. You gotta get it out sometimes.
That's fair. Get it off your chest.
Right. They say with us men, that
we bottle it up.
We don't get it out enough.
We bottle up a lot.
We bottle up a lot, and sometimes that's hazardous to the health. So they always say, and it's always recommended, okay, if you can't trust anybody in your circle or anything like that, go see a therapist, someone where it won't leak out anywhere, Night or day? Night or day?
Man, that's a hard one.
Is it?
You need both.
You do. Night. The day is comprised of day and night, but if you had to choose, night or day?
I'm probably going with the day.
I'm going with the day.
Save electricity.
That's true. No lights. You get that sunlight, that naturalness.
Right.
And I heard something the other day that the energy of the sun is more powerful, of course, than anything that we have here on this planet. Oil and water and wind and all that solar energy from the sun during your day.
In theory,
so much more energy.
All energy is from the sun, they were
Right.
saying. Yeah. Because it melts the ice, which becomes the water, and then creates the temperatures that shift the wind, which creates the wind. And then what was the other one you were saying?
Wind, water, oil. Yeah, oil.
Well, I'm sure it creates that somehow through the cooking of the earth.
Oh yeah.
So they were saying it all pretty much comes from solar energy.
Yeah. So
Makes sense.
But I'm actually a night person.
Okay.
Just to flip the script on y'all. Oh, that's when I get my energy.
It just depends when I went to sleep. Because if I'm awake at night, I'm awake at night, and it's gonna be a good night, I guess.
I feel it. It kind of does matter when you go to sleep, If you go to sleep at 1 or 3 or 5 or 10 or
I always think back at like the great movies I watched at like 4 or 5 in the morning or something. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't go to sleep, and I was like, if I'm awake, I'm awake. So it's just
And you got to get to the end of the movie, of course.
Or it's just a good movie, and you're like, man.
Yes.
Then you go to sleep at like 6 or 7 or something.
Yes, I feel it. All right, next on Take Your Pick. We got 2 more left here. Gilligan or The Skipper?
I didn't watch that show.
You didn't watch Gilligan's Island, man?
No, not at all.
Oh man.
That's not Gilligan's. That's the Philippines, man. All he did is get stuff. That's real life for us, D. I'm messing with you, but still.
I mean, if Gilligan or Skipper were Filipino, it'd be a little more popular now.
The SS Minnow. not like she was saying in other countries or whatever. That'd be crazy because there's probably like a Filipino Gilligan's.
A Filipino Gilligan's Island. Let's do a reboot.
You know what I mean?
I love it. But if for other people have not watched Gilligan's
Your mom
Island,
said the professor. Miles said Skipper.
Oh yeah, my mom said professors. Okay, Skipper. And so what happened in that show is basically Gilligan is the one that's always messing things up, and the Skipper is the one who's technically in charge, is always yelling at Gilligan for messing things up. So you're either the person messing things up or the person yelling at the person messing things up,
Yeah.
So
do you watch Yellow Jackets?
Nah.
Check it out because it's crazy.
So I think I'm going with Skipper, though. I'm the person that usually messes things up, So
yeah.
Okay. All right, last one. Take your pick, and this is for all y'all Western fans. Clint Eastwood or John Travolta?
I'm gonna go with Clint.
You want Clint Eastwood?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna take it outside of the Western because I got to go with Travolta, yo. I'm just thinking about Saturday Night Fever there for a second, Definitely Travolta.
But here's the thing. Right now, I think Clint has better products for sure.
Yeah.
When was the last thing John Travolta did?
Man.
Last thing I seen was probably like that From Paris with Love, and I don't even remember that movie.
Man, when did Cool World come out? No, he wasn't. Was he? I don't know if he was on that, but
Clint be putting out some fire.
Yeah. I don't know why, but every time I hear Clint Eastwood, I think about him talking to the empty chair. But
I don't even know what that's a reference to. I recently saw a movie called Cry Macho.
Cry Macho?
I believe that's what it's called. It was a Clint Eastwood movie. Yeah.
Okay.
And the thing is, he's still going.
Yeah, he's doing his thing.
Yeah.
Travolta out there somewhere, man. I mean, if any.
Well, you picked him, man. What was his last fire?
Man, I feel like this one movie called Get Shorty, where he plays like this mob guy who gets into the movies or something.
Okay.
I forget exactly what the movie's called, but I think it was recent, man.
I'm not gonna front. I was watching Pulp Fiction the other day.
Yeah, okay.
And he killed that.
Yeah.
He killed that.
Oh, this is crazy. Miles actually met John Travolta when she was working at GMA Channel 7. Okay.
Channel 7. Okay.
My mom is a Travolta fan. Grease and Saturday Night Fever, of course. And Miles going with Clint Eastwood.
Gotcha.
Interesting how you met Travolta, but you like Clint Eastwood. All right, I see you.
Clint got them classics, but John Travolta got his classics. That's
Saturday Night Fever, man. Grease.
Yeah, Grease is hard.
Yeah.
Can't sleep on Grease.
Man, sometimes I don't want it in my food so much, but
that's fair. That's how you get it fast. You want to get it fast.
You want to break fast, you get some grease in you.
That's what's up, man. We made up for the Take Your Picks last week. Full House last week.
Yeah. So, we had a little bit of fun with Take Your Pick, and we do this with y'all every week on the show, usually with guests. But tonight, we decided just, keep it low key and just rock with all y'all in the comments. So thank you all for participating, especially Miles Salvador and my mom right there with all of our Take Your Picks tonight on Fresh Juice every Wednesday, 9 to 11 p.m. We, of course, rerun the show on Saturdays at 11 p.m. And you can check out past editions of the show and archives by going to mixcloud.com/freshjuicepodcast. mixcloud.com/freshjuicepodcast. All right, y'all. We're going to take a short little recess, pay some bills, and we'll be back for the final half hour on your community radio station, Rainier Avenue Radio, Fresh Juice, with myself, D Money.
Pint-sized Patron.
And ID Yourself. Keep it locked.
You're listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.world.
Black Dollar Day's King County Reparations Project cordially invites you to Remembering Black Wall Street, featuring Dr. Phil Armstrong.
Hello, Seattle and surrounding communities. I'm Phil Armstrong. I'm the director of the Greenwood Rising Black Wall Street History Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Please join me in Seattle this coming Saturday, February the 5th at Washington Hall at 5 p.m. for Remembering Black Wall Street. I look forward to engaging with everyone, whether you are joining us physically or virtually, for these important, courageous conversations.
For more information, visit eventbrite.com, Remembering Black Wall Street.
You probably have questions about COVID vaccines. Here are some answers about how they're being made.
How are COVID vaccines being produced faster?
Usually, vaccine testing and production are separate steps. But because of the pandemic, vaccines are being developed on parallel tracks. So both steps are happening just at the same time.
How are the vaccines being tested?
Right now, several different COVID vaccines are in testing. Each go through multiple clinical trials with up to thousands of volunteers.
How do vaccines get approved?
Not all COVID vaccine versions will make it to the final stages of testing and approval. Produced vaccines that do not pass clinical trials will be destroyed. But for those that do pass, a team of medical experts will examine test results and possible side effects. If the vaccine is effective and safe, it gets approved and gets to you. Go to covidvaccinewa.org to learn more. A message from the state of Washington.
This is Big Poppy, host of Jazz from the Cabinets. Join me each week for a listening tour of the first century of jazz, an eclectic mix of Dixieland, big band, cool jazz, bebop, contemporary jazz, world jazz, all jazz in all forms. That's Jazz from the Cabinets with Big Poppy on Rainier Avenue Radio, streaming worldwide on rainieravenueradio.world.
This is Brenda Charles Edwards, host of Seniors Matter. Join me every week to get information on activities and issues that impact the lives of older adults and their families. That's Seniors Matter every week on Rainier Avenue Radio.
What up, y'all? It's Marina Lotus here with Rainier Avenue Radio on Fresh Juice with D Money, Pint Size Patron, and ID Yourself. Y'all have long-ass names.
Started off as friends, can no longer hide our feelings, feeling strong. Yes, it won't be long before they're playing our song. When we're walking down the aisle and to become one, we'll commit to one another and we'll guide one another, be a strength for each other. We can't hide it from each other, no. And baby,
Rainier Avenue Radio, Fresh Juice. That's Atina, the silent H on that one. Be Mine, an R&B singer, a true R&B singer.
That's a fly joint. You could two-step to that.
Out of LA. And yeah, speaking of two-stepping, man, we're going to be two-stepping with her next week on the program. She'll be joining us live. And she'll also be joined by Speech of the group Arrested Development.
I look forward to that. That's going to be a heavy show.
Man, that's like taking things in a whole different direction. You got almost like old school hip hop type of deal, and then old school R&B, even though that's a brand new joint. So yeah, I'm feeling it. That's next week on the 9th on Fresh Juice right here. Coming up here as well, a lot of events for Black History Month. On Rainier Avenue Radio, I believe next Monday at 7 p.m. there will be a sports night. At 6 p.m. And it'll be recognizing all the achievements of Black athletes, and I believe there will be a few of them here at the Columbia City Theater. So there will be like a little celebration of that for Black History Month, and then there's also some other upcoming events as well. There's also a Black Wall Street exhibit going on at the end of the month, and including musical performances and panels and more comedy and more. And you can see all those events happening there in the final 2 weeks here of Black History Month. A lot in store as we do it big every year on Rainier Avenue Radio for Black History Month. You're tuned in live, of course, to Fresh Juice with myself, D Money.
Pint-sized Patron.
ID Yourself. And you can always follow us and keep up with us throughout the week on our social platforms. I'm at D Money Juice on Facebook and Twitter. And then on Instagram, D Money Juice was taken, so it's D Money Juice #1.
I'm at Pint-sized Patron, at PINTSIZE Patron.
And you can also see there on the screen, it's a little spelled out for you as well. So, and ID Yourself is also on Instagram. It's at MP3 Mouth. I think he's explained it on the show why, but I can't remember. So MP3 Mouth on Instagram for ID Yourself, who's not here with us tonight, man. But
first show of Black History Month, and it kind of inspired even though ID's not here, ID Yourself the question.
Yeah, we usually do this segment on the show where ID usually asks a question that's on his mind, but Patron has he's come up with a good one, man, for us. So ID the question is on Patron this week.
Yeah.
What you got?
Is racism a mental illness? Why or why not?
Is racism a mental illness? Why or why not? Woo! Woo! You're taking it big on this one, Patron.
It's a slippery slope.
Man, I ain't trying to get this show canceled, no.
It's Black History Month, and it's just, man. I thought of that question yesterday. I was like, yeah.
ID would be proud.
Yeah.
He would be very proud on that one. All right. So, what do you think, Patron?
I wanted to ask you first, just because you were, the mental health issue in particular.
I was trying to check,
Gotcha. I will say this: it is a slippery slope because you get into what you want to do, or what you don't want to do is not give people accountability.
Yeah.
For their choices.
Yeah.
In all fairness, I have to, what it is I don't suffer if it's an illness that I don't suffer from, it's almost impossible for me to judge it.
Yeah.
Because I would think, okay, well then how would somebody, what's the word? Okay. If somebody suffered from depression, I never suffered from depression. So for me to be kind of judge how they would respond to a situation.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have my mind in that state. You know what I'm saying? So for me to judge what somebody racist, whether or not they suffer from an illness, it's almost impossible. But I do think, as far as with the words of what's described as a mental illness, racism is definitely that. I mean, it's something that it's not a sickness, but it's definitely sick behavior.
It is.
And it comes from social, and it's a social thing. So I think mental illness definitely applies to that.
Yeah.
I just don't I just don't want to take away accountability.
Yeah, accountability goes a long way in that as well. But racism plays on the way that our mind naturally forms stereotypes, because unfortunately our mind is all about making connections between different things. We got a bunch of like individual neurons that basically talk to each other, and they form how we understand the world. So you take one thing and you put it with another, and you take an experience from your past, and then it forms your entire perception of a group. And unfortunately, it's a lot more common than a lot of people want to talk about. And so is it a mental illness? Is it something that should be in like the DSM next to like autism and depression and all that kind of stuff? I don't know. It's much too common for one. But yeah, it's hard to classify. I don't know if you would classify it as a mental illness, like psychologically speaking, but it is a syndrome for sure. That is plaguing our growth as a society, that we're not able to, we continue to have these same fights because we still have these same racism impulses, yeah, that continue to create conflict.
Yeah, because I also feel for the people who are raised by racists and aren't racist,
Right.
They just never had that hate in their heart.
Yeah. And thankfully they either, they had somebody else in their life that was able to give them that influence. Because I don't know. I believe that you're pretty much like a sponge when you're a kid. So whatever you're soaking up is what you're going to set your life path, basically.
Yeah, I know I came with the heat for the 2020 truth. It's just
Woo, you really did though, Patron.
Black History Month, and just crossed my mind the other day.
Yes. So that's your ID. The question this week, is racism a mental illness? My mom says racism goes back to the Bible days. Yeah, it definitely does. It goes all the way back. Folks have been hating on the other for as long as humanity has been. I've watched the entire season of The Good Place, and one thing they talk about on that is first it's the you versus me, but then it's the us versus them dichotomy that we as people go through. So the first thing we have to come up with is how we differentiate ourselves from another person. And then after that, we form these groups. Sorry, it's the other way around. My bad. How we relate to other people first, that we're not just by ourselves and selfish, and that we're able to connect with others. So after that, we form groups. But then it's the one group versus another. It's us versus them. And that's one thing that most people can never get over. They always have their clique, especially here in Seattle. Seattle's huge on cliques. But
I'm working on a theory myself. I haven't really worked out all the kinks.
Man, I got kinks all over the place, man.
So what it is either we're all on the same side, or there are no sides.
Ooh.
But I haven't really quite worked out all the arguments, made the chess moves to calculate.
Just to think about this logically, Patron. If we're all on the same side, then what's on the other side?
So then there are no sides.
Yeah, it has to be no other sides, I'm going with the second one.
Yeah.
It makes sense logically speaking. Yeah, but it's always deeper than that.
We might be in story mode.
Man, we might be.
Instead of verses.
I like how you put that, story mode instead of verses. Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're all on the same side.
all on the same side.
Or there are no sides.
Yeah, either that or that, you know. My mom says we all bleed the same. Yeah, we all do bleed the same. But some of us are O's and A's, and some of us are B's.
The bloodiest.
After, I mean, it all comes out red, apparently. So ain't nobody bleeding green, as far as I know. Oh, some people say that if we ever encounter an alien race of some sort, racism might go out the window because then we have a new them. But that's an interesting thought, to say the least.
Yeah, no, that's alien, extraterrestrial, UFO.
Yeah, because it's like, you know, right now we have, like I said, the us versus them type of deal. Because we're all, I mean, even though the planet continues to get smaller, there still is distances to travel to reach folks. So you always refer to them as them and all that kind of stuff. But if we met an extraterrestrial race and we knew their existence, I could see how that could flip the script, because then it's like Earth, we're all Earth, and then they are that. So it would create I don't know what you would call racism for different speciesism or something, but
yeah,
I think racism would slow down and not be as strong in that case.
Yeah. I actually wanted to get ID's answer to that question as well.
Yeah. We miss your ID.
Yeah.
All right, on that note, let's get to some more hip hop. Coming to you from AZ, the legendary AZ. He just dropped the Do or Die 2 deluxe album. This is Mine, produced by Static Selector on the beat. So enjoy this one. Rainier Avenue Radio's Fresh Juice. We'll be back.
There's no rewards at the end of this journey. The morgue burn me. Still on board, I pulled my attorneys behind the wall, falling off or installed on the gurney. The duck or more was my only true call of concern and succeeded. Seen the devious deleted those streets. New offenders getting sentenced, looking treated and weak. How could he sleep? We was cool, that's the cousin of death. Slugs to the chest, saw the live is left, frontin' for less, never impressed. Stay smiling cause I come from the wildin'. Them projects I call home was like them domes on the island, forever styling. That was me in them army fatigues. I'm the one, if you wasn't welcome, ask you calmly to leave. No honor in thieves, I seen it. In these streets gotta move like you mean it. Cause death never come when convenient, it gets you. And when it hits you, either heaven or waste, or the gates of hellfire scorch you straight to your fate. I'm focused, so the smokers in that ever crack. Once a culprit, in the sculpture of felonious acts. My homie is back, did a 30, he was up in the max. I know he heard me out the blue, never knew I could rap. Perhaps it was a blessing, both school to a lesson that any path you choose, never lose your perception was destined. Got through it, got right, got to it, got nice. My insight and light through the music and flight. I'm on a whole different time. I owe it to the rhyme and position, this is mine. I made it to my prime, got me aging like wine. You a hater, get in line. I'm on a whole different time. In position, this is mine. I made it to my prime. You a hater, get in line. Those in the beach never going to sleep. Again, it's funny, time is money. I can show you receipts, no rolling deep. I'm too old to be holding the heat, but I gotta cruise some creeps. If you open for beef, be easy. Streets need me. All I need is fruits and some Fiji. Palm coupe, sparkling brute, and I'm breezy. Made for the mishap, my verbal gift wrap. Haters sit back, let the paper take us chit chat. This is chess on another level. Another rebel from the belly of the beast. I'm at the telly in the suite, puffing on some tea, but you can't tell me this ain't peace. This balcony beach view is immaculate. I'm on a whole different time. I owe it to the rhyme and position, this is mine. I made it to my prime, got me aging like wine. You a hater, get in line. I'm on a whole different time. In position, this is mine. I made it to my prime. You a hater, get in line.
Rainier Avenue Radio, Fresh Juice, new music from AZ, who just dropped the Do or Die 2 Deluxe. This is mine, production by Static Selector on the beat. You know Static always be going tough.
AZ, yeah, definitely one of my favorites from out of Queens.
Yeah, man, and I've seen him perform live too when he came out to the Showwear Center when he was touring with Nas and Lupe. That was a really dope show. And shout outs to the late Lova J, who actually was the one who hooked me up with tickets for that joint. So
that's what's up.
Yeah, I know.
R.I.P. to Lova J.
Yeah, we never mentioned him on the show.
I think we gave him a moment of silence.
Did we give him his flowers?
We gave him a moment of silence.
We gave him a moment of silence in the man. Okay.
I didn't have them flowers on me, but that's in spirits. I get you. R.I.P. to Lova J, man. He helped me put on the show back. I did a show on March 9th and it was like an R.I.P. Man, now he deserves an R.I.P. as well.
He really does, man.
It's coming up, man, March 9th.
Yeah, that was a tough one because Lova J had more gas in the tank. You know what I'm saying? But COVID's a beast, man. You can't sleep on this COVID, and it is killing folks.
Yeah, for sure.
It really is. Going back to our previous discussion, looks like my mom's weighing in on the racism. Is it a mental illness? Some causes of racism is the unwillingness to desire change, and others is the lack of awareness of the other race. Then there is fear of the other race. Oh, she definitely hitting on the head there.
Yeah, and the assistant that just walked out of here, Rainier Ave, I basically just sum up what they said. I didn't want to put a name on it, but that's how now. She basically just said, and it was, I agree with her for the most part. She said she would avoid classifying racism as a mental illness because people would just be like, "Oh, I'm not racist, I'm mentally ill." And when that basically was in line with what I said about, not holding people accountable for their actions.
Right.
Yeah. Yes, that was her 2 cents. Very much appreciated. Salute.
Yeah, I mean, if you take that like a step further, you think of it like if it got classified as like a mental illness, then you have someone making like a hate crime and they plead mentally ill and then they go to an insane asylum.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense. No, that's not right, That's
like, what I'm saying, that'd be too easy for them.
Yeah. I'm not feeling it. But
my only argument was that when I read the definition of a mentally ill, the definition described racism to a T.
Yeah, definitely.
But again, like I said before, it was a slippery slope, and you really don't want to start lumping a bunch of things into mentally ill because it's a strong term right now.
Right.
Mental health is probably mentioned every day at this point when it wasn't about 10 years ago.
Right. All right. So 10:49 p.m., which means we have a little bit more time left here. I got a question for you, Patron.
Double questions.
Here is what do you think that old music that's could be classified as over 18 months old is killing the new music market? And
18 months is not old. That's not even 2 years.
Yeah, but that's what they're classifying it as. But we're really talking about the classics. Like, let me cite a couple of examples of what is going on in the music industry right now.
Lay it out.
For one, the Grammys were canceled, and there was no uproar. Nobody even said anything in any type of protest or anything like that. But also, music labels have obviously the past decade or so, they have definitely divested from putting money into artist growth. Instead, they're throwing money on old artist catalogs. So artists from the 70s, 80s, 90s, all that, they're buying out catalogs from the past because then you also have the vinyls. Vinyls are definitely giving new life to old records. And here's some interesting stats as well for you. Music that is over 18 months, so that's from time start all the way to 18 months is now 70% of the music market.
That's 2020.
And 200 of the most popular songs account for less than 5% of all streams.
Say that last part again.
The 200 most popular songs account for less than 5% of all streams.
Okay, that's good distribution, really.
Folks are definitely streaming.
I think they found this off the back of that one dude saying was it Neil Young?
Yeah.
Saying he was gonna take his music off Spotify, or he said take my music off Spotify, or take Joe Rogan off of Spotify.
Yeah,
and they chose the latter. Or no, they chose the former. And yeah, I saw those stats and I was like, that 70%. Start doing the math in my head. What do you think about it?
Yes and no. You can say that the value of new music has totally gone down, even though there's still DJs are still trying to break new music. Radio stations have pretty much just gone out the opposite. They want to play the old hits, basically. But DJs are trying, and you got not hit makers, but personalities trying to put up new music. There is still a market for new music, but especially in this pandemic where you can't go somewhere and go see it, the value of new music is just continuing to diminish, even though folks are still looking for it. It's just, I think the pandemic especially has contributed to this, because I'm looking at some other stats here, and between 2020 and 2021, there's just huge drop-offs in new music consumption, catalog share, catalog total album consumption, market shares. I'm seeing this thing right here that's showing just old music, as it will. I don't think it's directly killing the new music scene or its power in how it new music used to be huge in the industry, but now it's really all about the classics,
To be honest, it was always about the classics.
Yeah.
And the reason that is kind of skewed, that number, is because 18 months is really not that long ago. That's summer 2020. That's not, that's not even 2 years old. So what I think what's happening is that there's just so much music dropping. When it gains traction, it might take 18 months. First of all, you put the album out on streaming, and then you got to promote it.
Right.
That's going to take, a good year promoting, and then you build it up. So people are hearing, like I said, my the Hump Day song's 8 years old. Right. And it's just something that for whatever reason it clicked with people. But back to what I was saying about the Spotify, and it's just 70%. 18 months is not that long ago. So you put something out today, a lot, and that's another part, is that they drop music just every day.
True.
Music's dropping every day.
Right now.
It will take time to get some traction if it's good music. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of music that dropped,
Yeah.
But I think people are putting their product out because it's so easy to do. You just put yourself on, TuneCore or DistroKid, and automatically your stuff is on live streaming. So they put it up there, and then they take about a year and a half, which is 18 months, to build it up and get it their stream. So, like, I think it's just so much music dropping. It wouldn't be hot in the first 60 days.
Right.
Especially if you're not getting pushed by, a big label, mainstream commercials and all that. If you just put your music out, but then you work it, it's kind of what I'm trying to do with this High Floors, Low Ceilings. You just drop it. It's been out since December.
Right.
But you try and build up the traction with it, in 18 months, it could be popping.
Man, I feel it. What do you think, Patron, about how major labels have obviously divested from artist growth, but have put all that money into buying old catalogs of artists that are not making music anymore?
Well,
how's that weigh into the picture of how music labels are they're not obviously anymore?
I mean, that's kind of why I always respected the classics anyways, because it was a timeless thing. And, Yeah, they are cashing out with their publishing right now, as far as selling their music and their ownership of some of their own their whole catalogs. And these are people with 10, 20 years in the industry. It kind of just lets you know what they basically, they're just telling you what they think music will be worth in the future. They're cashing out now.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh, go ahead.
I mean, you've already seen it cheapen through the streaming anyways, where they're breaking up fractions of a penny to the artist.
Yeah.
So it's been cheapening. So for them to sell, half their publishing, but and some people would argue against that, and they would rally more for ownership.
Yeah, I don't know. It's almost like whoever owns the rights to the music has become more important than it ever has been, especially in licensing. And we're seeing it with our own show as well, man. We are not able to play a single mainstream cut for you. Otherwise, our video will be taken down. And didn't used to be like that. It seems like as the years have progressed, there has been more and more torpedoing of sources that use music that does not belong to them.
Yeah.
Even if you're doing things in a promotional sense, or you're citing the fair use policy, which is what people do in the legal terms. It means that you are commenting on or critiquing. That has even gone under fire. It's like whoever owns the rights to the music can shoot you down for doing anything with it.
Yeah.
Even if the artist themselves gives you permission, it's all about the license holder.
Yeah. I guess I can see why some artists have been selling like 50% of the catalog or 50% ownership of the full catalog. I was wondering, I don't know. I don't really know how that works, but maybe they got to go agree on everything.
Yeah, it's difficult to say the least. But Patron, I think we've reached the end of the show. So
we did it.
Yes, we did it, yo. Thank you.
Shout out to your moms and Miles Salvador for tuning in with us.
Yeah, they always holding us down. Even Miles saying goodbye to us. We appreciate that definitely. And the rest of you all for also listening, especially if you're listening in, after we're live and you're just watching the video afterwards, or you're listening to the rerun on Saturday at 11 p.m. We love y'all. You're keeping us rolling. And next week on the program, 9 p.m., February 9th, we got Atina, who put on that R&B joint that we played about 20 minutes ago, and Speech of Arrested Development.
Big show.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. All right, y'all, keep sipping that fresh juice. The Neon Ghost Show is next. They got a brand new episode for you, so tune in for that. I think they're going to comment on the most recent WWE matches and all that kind of stuff. So get the host Robbie Tubbs' opinion on that. The Robbie next on Rainier Avenue Radio, online on the app, iPhone and Android users, and also the website rainieravenuradio.world. Thank you all for tuning in to our edition of Fresh Juice. Keep sipping that fresh juice. Peace and bless.